Okay, how do I start a video? How do I start a video?
Welcome back to my channel.
Welcome back to my channel. Today is a video I've been wanting to film for a very, very long time, so I'm excited to finally be filming it. I'm gonna film it throughout the week, obviously, but it is my 3 favorite go-to vegetarian meals. Any of these meals could be made vegetarian, even vegan, or not at all, which is why I think they're great for college meals. If you're someone like me who's picky, they're all easily changeable and you could just make them to your liking. So if you guys are maybe just going to college or just looking for some new meals to try out, then keep watching and enjoy. Okay guys, so today's meal starts off with a white onion. You could use sweet onion as well. Some sourdough bread. This is my absolute favorite bread from Trader Joe's. Some corn, simple enough. And half a lemon, which I'm playing with really weird. I couldn't figure out what to do with it. I'm also using some zucchini for this meal, which is actually the main ingredient. Some olive oil and salt. These are 2 of my favorite salts. So we're gonna start by chopping up the onion, which I guess this isn't technically chopping, but just like cutting it up into smaller pieces. And I'm also chopping up this whole zucchini. Then I'm popping 4 pieces of sourdough bread into the oven. I coated them lightly with some olive oil and then put some more olive oil in a pan, throwing some onion into the pan, and then I season it. My main thing I will tell you throughout this whole video is to season all your ingredients individually to add the most flavor possible. So here I am seasoning my corn and draining it and rinsing it a little bit. And then once the onion gets a little translucent, I am adding the zucchini, again, adding some salt to that. Then I'm also adding some lemon juice, and then I'm covering it to help it cook more evenly through. So once I feel like that has cooked a good amount, I'm adding the corn. And the goal is really just to heat the corn up and help mix all the flavors together. So I added some lemon to that as well and mixed it all up. And again, I covered it to help it cook evenly. And in this clip, you could just see me flipping the bread around. Then it is time to plate this meal. So here's just a nice clip of me throwing everything together. And this meal gets quite messy, which you'll see me mention when I actually take a bite. So these are kind of just like open face sandwiches. I guess you could make them as a regular sandwich, but this is just the way me and Isabel like to eat them. Okay, pardon the appearance. This is not a video about looks, unless we're talking about the food, which looks delicious. So here's a little ASMR for you guys. This is one of the weirdest but best flavor combinations in the world. And I love sourdough bread, so that just tops it all off. And yeah, now we're gonna go enjoy this. Oh, and it's very messy, so prepare to have a fork on hand and a lot of reassembling as you go. Yeah. Okay, so it's Taco Tuesday, but with chickpeas. Some of you might already be like, what the hell? But just bear with me. So our main ingredients is Goya chickpeas, only Goya, red and white onion, and taco seasoning mix. So the trick here is to use the good taco seasoning mix. The one from Trader Joe's just isn't it for me. I get the good stuff and it makes anything taste like mom's tacos. And also some shredded cheese of your choice. And it was kind of hard to show this, but I also have some chips and salsa from Trader Joe's, of course. These are the best tortilla shells. They're habanero lime. I actually went through a phase where I ate these as a snack. And then, of course, an essential for Taco Tuesday, we got avocado, lemon, and olive oil and salt. So we're going to start by draining our chickpeas and again rinsing those and flavoring them. So we're going to pour a lot of this taco seasoning and then some salt and mixing that up. And I say a lot because a lot of it does cook out, and it's important to make them taste like tacos as much as possible. So I almost used the entire can of chickpeas, and I just put them on some oil in a pan and let those start to cook up. And then I'm chopping up some onion here. And then I'm putting those into the colander and seasoning those as well with that taco seasoning, so that when it's all together, it's all flavor packed. Then I'm cutting up some red onion, and I'm gonna make a super chunky guac. Here you just see me pouring the onions into the pan with the chickpeas once I feel like they're cooked down enough. And this is something I do when I don't have a ripe avocado. I just mash it around inside the avocado, so it's a little easier to work with. But look how perfect that avocado is, so beautiful. And then I'm just squeezing that out of the shell into the bowl and adding some onion as well as a lot of lemon juice, and then putting some lemon juice over the chickpeas and onions, and then adding salt and mixing it all together. Then I'm just heating up my tortilla shells right on top of the chickpea mixture, so I don't have to microwave them or anything. And then it's time for the best part, the assembly. So I'm adding my chunky guac, my chunky salsa. I used to not be able to say the word chunky, and look at me now. It used to gross me out. So we're assembling, and then I'm gonna roll it up like a burrito because it's just a lot easier to eat, especially when you stuff them this much. So I guess this isn't Taco Tuesday, this is Burrito Tuesday, but you get the point. There they are, looking so cute. And then I'm just pouring some salsa into a bowl to eat with my chips. Okay, so sorry that was kind of literally one shot, but that's a very fast-paced meal, so I couldn't really get a lot of different angles. I don't have anyone filming for me, so you were sitting in the sink that whole time watching me cook. But basically I have my 2 little tacos, which fill me up. I usually can't even finish both of them. And I have some chips and salsa for the side. And yeah, I'll take a bite for purposes of the video, but I already know this is like a go-to. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys later. Okay, so the third and final meal is when I have all the time. I usually make it with quinoa, but rice works as well, and I did it with rice today. Also using asparagus. Again, this could be any veggie of your choice. Potatoes, a regular white russet potato, as well as sweet potatoes. I'm using this leftover chickpeas that I had from yesterday, and some white onion, again, leftover from yesterday, and balsamic vinegar and olive oil, as well as salt and garlic. And that is all the ingredients. Again, this is very customizable, so you could add whatever you want. So here's me struggling to cut this sweet potato in half. It's not easy. And once I finally got it in half, I put half of it away and easily cut through this russet potato, literally like butter. And then I rinsed them and wrapped them in paper towels. And then I popped them in the microwave. So I started to cut up some garlic. I do have a garlic press, but it is really garbage. So I just wound up chopping the garlic up anyway. So either way works. And then I'm pouring some olive oil, as well as the rest of this balsamic vinegar, and then some more balsamic vinegar. And then I'm lining a sheet pan with some tinfoil because I hate doing dishes, and that's just one less dish. Then once my potatoes are done microwaving and they're a little softer, they're much easier to cut. So then I'm just throwing the sweet potato into the balsamic vinegar mixture and cutting up the rest of the white potato and pushing it off to the side. I guess it's russet potato, I don't know. Then I'm mixing up the sweet potato into that mixture, and using a slotted spoon, I put that onto a sheet pan because the sweet potato take a little bit longer to cook. So I'm popping those into the oven by themselves first. And then I'm just throwing the russet potato into the Tupperware as well, shaking that up and just letting it marinate while the sweet potato cooks. Now I'm prepping the rest of my veggies, so I'm rinsing the chickpeas a little bit. And I use frozen veggies because as a college student, my food goes bad if I get fresh food because I'm eating for one. So I'm just microwaving this frozen asparagus and cutting up a little tiny bit of onion. I've had a lot of onion this week, so I only did a little bit. And then I'm pouring all the veggies into the colander. And once I feel like the sweet potatoes are about halfway cooked, I take them out and add the other potato to cook down even more, again with the slotted spoon, so you're saving some of the mixture for later. And popping those back in the oven. And then I add the rest of the veggies into the Tupperware and mix all that up. So then I'm putting the rest of the veggies on the sheet pan once I feel like the potatoes are pretty much cooked, and pouring almost the rest of the balsamic mixture over all of the veggies, but saving a little bit for the very, very end, and then popping that back in the oven. And then I start cooking my minute rice. I usually prefer to make this in the rice cooker, but I was just lazy today, so I just left it with some boiling water to cook on its own. And then I added some lemon juice and fluffed up the rice and assembled. And I just poured all the veggies right on top of the rice and took the remaining balsamic vinegar that I left and poured it over the veggies. And look how beautiful. Okay, so again, this is a meal that I have literally once a week. Would you say that, Isabel?
Every night.
Yeah, I literally have this so often. And I always wind up having leftovers. But I usually substitute the rice with quinoa. I usually never do this with rice just because I usually do a lot of potatoes in it. And that's just like carb overload, but
Did you carb today?
all of these flavors with balsamic, could never go wrong with this meal. And what's great is you could substitute anything out or in. Switch out the asparagus for your preferred veggie. I usually add like broccoli, but today was just what I felt like doing. So I'll see ya. Oh, this was the last meal. So cut to the outro. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope the meals were helpful to you. When I first came to school, I was kind of forced to learn how to cook, and I went from not even knowing how to make minute rice. Literally, I fucked up the minute rice, and now I'm cooking a lot more than I ever thought I would be, and I'm more cooking for myself, so things that I think I'll enjoy. So they're all very customizable, like I mentioned in the beginning. And if you guys have any questions or you want to see any more meals that I usually make on a weekly basis, then please let me know. And but yeah, follow me on Instagram, subscribe, leave a comment and thumbs up, and I will see you when I see you. Bye guys.